Imagine peering into the depths of a dark mirror, only to see more than your own reflection. Visions forming in the swirling shadows, symbols revealing hidden truths, whispers of the unseen world reaching out to you. This is the ancient art of scrying, a practice used for centuries by mystics, seers, and magicians to pierce the veil between the physical and the spiritual. But is scrying merely superstition, or does it unlock something truly profound? Why did the great visionaries of history, from the oracles of Delphi to John Dee, the occult advisor of Queen Elizabeth I, devote themselves to this practice? What secrets lie beyond the flickering candlelight, waiting to be discovered by those who dare to look? In this video, we will explore the first steps in scrying, revealing practical techniques that you can use to begin your own journey into the unseen. We will uncover the historical roots of this mystical practice, break down the fundamental principles that allow it to work, and provide you with step-by-step methods to activate your inner sight. Whether you are a beginner or someone seeking to deepen your spiritual practice, these techniques will help you develop the ability to perceive beyond the limits of ordinary vision. Scrying is among the oldest and most enigmatic of mystical practices, stretching across cultures and civilizations, whispered about in secret circles and practiced by those who sought wisdom beyond the material world. From the polished obsidian mirrors of the Aztecs to the sacred water bowls of ancient Egypt, from the crystal balls of European seers to the fire-gazing rites of the Druids, this art has served as a bridge between the visible and the invisible, the known and the unknown. One of the most famous scryers in history was John Dee, a 16th century alchemist, mathematician, and occultist who acted as the royal advisor to Queen Elizabeth I. Dee, along with his scrying partner Edward Kelly, claimed to have received visions and communications from angelic beings using a black obsidian mirror, a method passed down through the traditions of ceremonial magic. These entities revealed what they called the Enochian language, a mysterious tongue said to be the speech of angels, offering insights into the structure of the cosmos itself. But the roots of scrying run even deeper. In ancient Greece, the oracles of Delphi would enter trance-like states induced by natural vapors, rising from sacred caverns, peering into the unknown to offer prophecies that shaped the course of nations. In medieval Europe, crystal gazing was seen as both divine and dangerous, often associated with witchcraft and forbidden knowledge. And in Tibetan Buddhism, sacred water bowls are used in meditative practices to still the mind, allowing the practitioner to receive glimpses of higher wisdom. What unites all these traditions? The belief that scrying is more than mere imagination. It is a technique for unlocking the subconscious mind and attuning oneself to subtle energies beyond ordinary perception. Some consider it an art of divination, a means of glimpsing future possibilities. Others see it as a spiritual practice, a way of connecting with deeper intuition or even higher planes of consciousness. But how does it work? And more importantly, can anyone learn to do it? The answer lies in understanding the principles of vision, focus, and altered states of consciousness, which we will now explore in depth. Core Explanation, Part 1. Scrying is not about seeing with the eyes. It is about perceiving with the mind. It is the art of gazing beyond the surface of reality, using a reflective medium as a doorway to hidden knowledge. But to understand how scrying truly works, we must first explore three fundamental principles: the focus of vision, the power of the subconscious, and the shift in perception. 1. The focus of vision, the gateway to the unseen. Have you ever stared into the distance and, for a moment, lost yourself in a trance-like state? Or perhaps you have found yourself gazing at a flickering candle, only to notice your thoughts drifting, your awareness expanding. This is the first key to scrying: soft focus. When we look at the world in a normal state, our vision is sharp and analytical. It seeks definition, clarity, and solid forms. But when we shift into a relaxed gaze, allowing our focus to diffuse, we enter a different mode of seeing, one that is receptive rather than active. This is the foundation of scrying. The reflective surface, whether it is a mirror, water, or crystal, acts as a blank canvas, a medium upon which visions can unfold. Ancient scryers knew this secret. The Nostradamus method, for example, involved gazing into a bowl of water in dim candlelight, allowing the flickering reflections to create an effect known as optical scrying, where the mind begins to perceive forms, symbols, and even entire scenes. The power of the subconscious, the language of symbols. Scrying is not about physically seeing something in the medium, It is about opening the mind's inner eye. Many who first attempt scrying expect clear, movie-like visions, but this is a misconception. Instead, the images arise in the same way that dreams form, as symbols, impressions, and flashes of insight. The subconscious mind speaks in archetypes, the same way that ancient myths and dreams do. A face appearing in the scrying mirror may not be a literal entity. It may represent an aspect of yourself, a memory, or a hidden truth. A vision of water may not mean water itself, but emotions, transformation, or intuition. The key is not just to see, but to interpret, to allow meaning to emerge naturally rather than forcing it. In Jungian psychology, the collective unconscious is a reservoir of symbols and archetypes that all humans share. Many esoteric traditions believe that through scrying, we can tap into this realm, unlocking insights from deeper layers of consciousness, or even from beyond. 3. The shift in perception, entering the trance state. To successfully scry, one must enter a hypnagogic state, the liminal space between waking and sleeping. This is the same state in which people experience visions, lucid dreams, and deep intuition. The ancients developed many techniques to induce this state. Low lighting conditions, dimming external stimuli to enhance internal awareness, repetitive motions or sounds, such as rhythmic drumming, chanting, or even slow, deep breathing. Focused intention. Before beginning, the scryer sets a clear intention or question in their mind, directing the experience. Through these methods, the rational mind relaxes, and the deeper intuitive faculties awaken. The medium, the mirror, the crystal, the water, becomes a portal, but the real vision happens within. Now that we understand these foundational principles, how do we put them into practice? In the next section, we will explore the most effective scrying techniques step by step so that you can begin your own journey into the unseen. Core Explanation Part 2. Now that we understand the foundational principles of scrying, soft focus, subconscious symbolism, and the trance state, let us explore the practical mechanics of how scrying works in greater depth. To scry effectively, one must master 3 essential skills: stilling the mind, interacting with visions, and trusting the process. 1. Stillness of the mind, the silent mirror. A restless mind is like a stormy lake. Its surface is constantly rippling, distorting the reflection. True scrying requires a mind that is calm, receptive, and open, like a still pond reflecting the moon. In many esoteric traditions, initiates were trained in meditative concentration before they were ever allowed to scry. This is because scattered thoughts block the deeper vision, just as noise obscures a whisper. To still the mind before scrying, use one of the following techniques. Controlled breathing. Take slow, rhythmic breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose. Hold briefly, then exhale through your mouth. This regulates brainwave activity, making the mind more receptive. The void gaze. Before looking into the scrying medium, practice gazing at a blank wall or a candle flame for several minutes. This softens your focus and trains your eyes to look without grasping for detail. Mantras or affirmations. Repeating a simple word or phrase, such as, "Reveal to me the unseen," can act as a hypnotic key to shift your consciousness. The mind, once quiet, becomes a mirror of the infinite, allowing visions to arise naturally. 2. Interacting with visions, the living symbols. Scrying is not passive, it is a conversation. The images, symbols, or impressions that emerge are not random. They are messages from the subconscious, or perhaps from something beyond. The key is to learn how to interact with what you see. If a symbol appears, focus on it. Ask yourself, does it change? Does it move? Does it evoke a feeling or memory? Let it evolve. If an image is unclear, ask for clarity. In your mind, request the vision to sharpen or provide another sign. If the mirror or crystal remains blank, do not force it. Instead, allow yourself to feel any inner sensations or thoughts that arise. Sometimes scrying works by triggering intuitive knowing rather than external imagery. This is why many experienced scryers keep a journal of their sessions. Patterns may only become clear over time. 3. Trusting the process. Opening the inner eye. Doubt is the greatest enemy of scrying. Many beginners expect instant, dramatic results, like seeing a fully formed vision appear in the mirror. But true scrying often works subtly, through impressions, emotions, or symbolic flashes. Consider the ancient practice of dream interpretation. Dreams rarely provide direct answers, but through contemplation, their meaning unfolds. Scrying is the same. It reveals truth through layers, requiring patience and trust. Over time, with practice, the subconscious mind begins to recognize the language of visions. Eventually, you may find that the scrying medium is no longer necessary. You will be able to enter the visionary state at will. This is what the ancient mystics meant when they said, "The true mirror is within." Now that we have explored the philosophy and mechanics of scrying, it is time to move into direct practice. In the next section, we will cover step-by-step techniques that you can use today to begin your journey into the world of scrying. Practical application, the first steps in scrying. Now that we understand the principles and mechanics of scrying, it is time to put this knowledge into practice. The following techniques will help you develop your ability to perceive visions through a scrying medium. These exercises are designed to train your mind, attune your senses, and open the gateway to deeper perception. 1. Preparing the space, the ritual of stillness. The environment in which you scry is as important as the practice itself. A chaotic or noisy setting can disrupt your concentration. Create a space that encourages deep focus and an altered state of consciousness. Dim the lights. Scrying works best in soft, low lighting, similar to twilight conditions, as this naturally shifts the brain into a receptive mode. Use incense or essential oils. Frankincense, myrrh, and mugwort are traditional choices known to enhance psychic awareness. Choose a quiet time. Scrying is best done when interruptions are unlikely, allowing you to sink into the practice without distraction. Sit comfortably. Your body should be at ease so that physical discomfort does not interfere with your focus. Some practitioners like to cast a protective circle or say a short invocation before beginning, setting a sacred intention for the practice. The gaze of the seer. Entering the trance. The first challenge in scrying is learning to look without looking, to soften your gaze so that images can emerge naturally. Exercise, the soft focus drill. Hold your scrying tool, mirror, crystal, bowl of water, at a comfortable level. Breathe deeply, relaxing your face and eyes. Look into the medium as if you are looking past it, rather than directly at its surface. Let your vision blur slightly. Do not try to force images. Simply observe. If your eyes strain or water, blink gently and refocus. At first, you may see nothing but darkness or reflections. This is normal. The key is consistency. Over time, shapes, colors, or mist-like patterns may begin to form. 3. Allowing the vision to unfold. The doorway opens. Once you enter the receptive state, images may begin to emerge. These may appear as faint outlines, moving shadows, or symbolic flashes. The trick is to allow them to evolve without judgment. Exercise the questioning method. Before scrying, formulate a question in your mind. It can be about guidance, self-discovery, or an insight into a specific situation. As you gaze, hold this question lightly. Do not force an answer. Observe any symbols, colors, or feelings that arise. After the session, write down what you experience and reflect on possible meanings. Over time, you may begin to recognize recurring symbols that have personal significance. These are your own esoteric vocabulary developing. 4. The first signs. Interpreting what you see. Scrying often begins subtly. Instead of expecting full-fledged visions, look for these early signs that your perception is opening. Mist or cloud-like formations appearing within the medium. Sudden flashes of color or movement. Faces, symbols, or landscapes forming briefly before fading. A strong sense of knowing or an intuitive answer arising without images. If nothing happens initially, do not be discouraged. Scrying is an art of patience. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. 5. Strengthening the connection. The daily ritual. To develop your scrying ability, commit to a short daily practice rather than occasional long sessions. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day will build your skill over time. Keep a scrying journal. Record each session, noting any impressions, even if they seem unclear. Try different mediums. If a mirror does not work for you, experiment with water, fire, or crystals. Work at the same time of day. Your mind adapts to the routine, making it easier to enter a receptive state. With practice, you will begin to notice patterns and synchronicities emerging in your visions, revealing a deeper connection to the unseen world. Final thought on the mirror. Within. At first, the scrying tool is your gateway, but ultimately, the true mirror is within you. The purpose of scrying is not just to see beyond the physical, but to awaken the dormant sight within your own soul. With patience, practice, and trust, the once hidden world will begin to reveal itself, whispering its secrets through the silent language of symbols and visions. Are you ready to see beyond the veil? Conclusion. The path of the seer. Scrying is more than a mystical practice. It is a journey into the hidden realms of perception, an ancient art that awakens the dormant sight within. Through disciplined practice, patience, and an open mind, What once seemed like an empty reflection will become a window into the unseen. At first, the process may feel elusive, the images fleeting or unclear. But remember, true vision is not forced, it is received. The more you surrender to the experience, the more the symbols and impressions will naturally unfold before you. Every seer walks their own path, discovering a unique way to interpret the images and messages they receive. The visions you see are meant for you, carrying layers of meaning that reveal themselves in time. Trust your intuition. A final thought: the mirror of the soul. The scrying surface is but a reflection of your own inner world. What you seek outside already exists within. The act of gazing into the unknown is ultimately an invitation to gaze within yourself. So, as you take your first steps in scrying, do not simply seek answers. Seek understanding. The journey of the seer is one of transformation, where perception shifts and the boundaries between the seen and unseen dissolve. Are you ready to unlock the vision within? If you found this exploration into scrying insightful, remember to like, subscribe, and share for more esoteric wisdom and practical spiritual techniques. And let me know in the comments, what was your first experience with scrying? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep your vision clear and your spirit open.